at 4:31 with the opening statement. Have you got that, Carol or Deanne?
I have it.
Okay, let's read that out.
As we begin our meeting this evening, we reflect on the service we provide to our citizens, and we will endeavor to conduct our business effectively and productively on their behalf. Thank you.
Thank you. With the adoption of the agenda and council meeting to be conducted electronically via Zoom due to the prevalence of COVID-19 and the provincial state of emergency.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. We will, is there any new business to be added to our agenda today? Not hearing any. Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Rochelle. Seconded by
Second.
Clay. Minutes from the September 14th meeting.
Motion to receive.
Second.
Jocelyn, second. Any questions?
Hey, I have a question.
Yes, Laura, go ahead.
I'm not sure, am I allowed to actually receive the minutes if I wasn't at the meeting? Because I realized I wasn't
Carol?
at that meeting.
Staff will answer. Carol?
Yes, you can move the minutes because you've read them.
Okay.
Okay, perfect. Any questions on the minutes? Any omissions? Okay, all those in favor? Carried. M2, minutes of the public hearing held on September 14th, 2020.
Motion to receive.
Second.
Second by Clay. Any discussion? All those in favor? Carried. No delegations, bylaws. District of Chetwynd Tax Exemption Bylaw number 1123/2020 requires first, second, and third readings.
I'll move for second and third reading.
Second.
Thanks by Rochelle. Any discussion? Laura?
I have a question. Who is Chetwynd Temple Society? I know that's the church on the up from Home Hardware going up there, but I didn't think anyone we actually use that church anymore. Like who is that? Just curious.
Kevin, are you able to answer that question for us?
I'm not sure who the organization is, to be honest with you. It's yeah.
Okay, let's get some information. We need to know.
I might have some
We
information
do
on
this stuff and we
that.
do taxes. Clay, go ahead.
That's the little one just up the hill across from Norris's there, from the Home Hardware.
Yep.
That's the Masonic Lodge.
Masonic?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I have another question.
Yes, go ahead.
So I guess because we give the Legion a break, did we used to give the Elks Hall a break? Like, do we give groups like that breaks also?
Carol?
Kevin, did you want to answer that on the prorated issue there?
Yeah, okay. The Legion, we give a tax break to the part that is considered the hall. It falls in under what we call Class 8 recreational or nonprofit stuff. Anything to do with the actual lounge and the rest of that, they don't get a tax break on. Yeah,
What about when the Elks Royal Purple were in business? Did they get tax breaks?
I can't be certain. I believe they did, but I'm not 100% sure of that. I could look into some history if you'd like.
I'm just curious. I mean, I realize the churches and stuff, but they're not really a church. So I'm just curious if you could look into that. I'd just like that information, unless somebody else knows that information. But yeah, that'd be,
So where the Elks was, Laura, is where the Baptist church is now.
yeah,
And you're wondering if when they existed, did they get a tax break? Oh.
yeah.
Okay, Kevin will look into it.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Kevin.
Okay.
Okay. Has everybody had a look at this? Okay, we got a seconder. All those in favor? Carried. Opposed? Okay,
I would like the information before I made that decision. So
so Carol, what kind of procedure should we be following here?
So we can find out what the historical decision was there. Usually what happens is Kevin will advertise for not-for-profits and any churches that we know about to apply, and then they'll apply for permissive tax exemption status. So we do leave it up to the charitable organization or the not-for-profit. They are allowed some tax exemption through the community charter and the local government act. So usually if it's available to them, they will apply, but we don't usually go and ask them if they want to apply unless we happen to know when we're talking to them and we say, hey, did you know this? But most societies are very well aware of that. So, but we can definitely look into that for you.
thanks.
So what about the vote? We've got councillors that voted for the exemption, and Laura's holding hers until she gets the information.
That's fine. I think it's only the first, second, and third reading, right?
Right.
That's right. So it'll be up on the next agenda for adoption.
Perfect. Okay. Okay, we remove that one and then we'll get it on the next one, but we did vote for it for the first, second, and third reading. Okay, that's bylaws. Committee reports. Any committee reports right now?
I have a little bit of a report
Yeah.
from the Civic Properties Commission, just for those who don't attend. Just that the regular ice season has begun under the approved COVID safety plan restrictions and rules. The indoor playground installation is mostly complete, and the new sound system has been installed. And then it's not, the next report isn't really a report from one of my committees, but just the fact that I did attend UBCM virtually from the city of Victoria the week of September 21st. And yeah, I really enjoyed attending without traveling and being away from home. I thought it was still very effective. I don't actually see why we wouldn't do this in the future for a type of convention such as UBCM. And that's all I have.
Laura?
I have a little bit of a one too. I didn't attend UBCM, but I did attend my municipal insurance AGM. It was actually, I agree with Janet. It was so nice to be able to be a part of that from your own home, which was really nice. It was pretty easy. It only lasted about 40 minutes. They had a couple resolutions about COVID, about new insurance that's going to be available to municipalities from COVID, stuff like that were all passed. And as far as my committees, there's a couple grants that I'm trying to apply for a couple of our committees and my seniors, and that's about it.
Good. Thank you, Laura. Welcome, Mel.
Thank you.
You're good? Okay, we will continue. We're on reports. If you have any reports, Mel. I know the Solid Waste Committee from the PRRD They're looking into different ways, try to get our solid waste recycle. So we're having quite a time, as Mel knows, sitting on the solid waste committee, that we are struggling to get our solid waste out of the area. If our area wants to get into the business of recycling plastics, is one of the big things that we might be doing that, but we have to find a way to do it. And we might not have enough plastic to make it viable. So that's one of the things from the PRRD that's happening with the solid waste right now. But other than all the stuff with land and what's going on, that's the biggest one right now, because we spend a lot of money on solid waste in the Peace region. Is that correct, Mel?
You bet it is. Yeah, I think I quoted 25% of the budget last meeting. I believe 25 or 30% or something like that. It's way up there.
Yeah. And the Chetwynd landfill is going to be exhausted in 8 years, so maybe 7 now. So that it's important to us that we have something in our area to take our waste to, right? So it's going to be a trucking thing that is going to start happening probably in 8 to 7 years. So it's going to affect us, I think, first, because it's our landfill that's going to be put to bed, I guess, as they say, in 7 or 8 years. So that's what they're working on. Hopefully we figure it out. So they could save a few years if they can get some recyclables to depots and to other places other than the landfill.
And
So
they're also looking at composting pretty hard as well.
Yep. I've ordered some material from the composter. We went and visited a few composting places. One in Fort St. John landfill. They have a couple there that they're got testing sites. So once I get all the information, I will hand it to Carol and Deanne to distribute. So we have a look at. I think Mel, you might have some of that. Did Dan send you some of that?
Not yet. No.
Okay. So I'll gather that
some
information and we will distribute that to the council and to staff. Carol, you had something?
Yeah, I was just going to say that we were just sent a notice about a new grant for organic recycling for composting. So I'll put that on the next agenda. Council may be interested in that.
Yes. So anyway, that's from the PRD, and for Chetwynd, I get the pothole things, and I get on Carol, and Carol gets on Alex, and Alex gets on Crew, and we fix their potholes, right? And I says, well, you know how much it takes to build a road or do it properly, right? And they say, well, it's just a pothole. I says, yeah, that's the deal. We fill them up, and when it rains, just because we do have quite a bit of traffic here in town, right? And some of our main streets get used quite often. I mean, just about 3 o'clock in the morning till, geez, I don't know if we have a time when it slows down. You could go for in town here at any time, and there's big trucks moving. So anyway, that's one of the things that I get when I when I go have coffee. So I even got it at the lake. Somebody stops me and I'm filling up, and they're telling me, says, "Oh, you're the mayor, eh?" He says, "Yeah." He says, "This pothole." Oh, are they just waiting? I said, whoa, we're not waiting for anything. When we get to our people, we will let them know, and if they don't know, they probably know already because it's a small community. I says we fill them up and then they get punched out, so we'll get on it. So it's kind of funny that the little things in life are very important. So that's what that reminded me of. It's important to our citizens, and once we get the roads built and back in shape, then they're happy, and then they find something else. So other than that, I don't have too much on my end other than the PRRD and doing that kind of stuff. Anyone else? Okay, we're good. Okay, we have the items in the discussion correspondence. What do we got? TC Energy update.
Motion to receive correspondence C1 through C3.
Okay,
Second.
Laura? Yep, we got a second, or go ahead, Laura.
You're on mute, Laura.
You're on mute, Laura. There you go.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I would just like C3 pulled.
Okay,
So do you want me to speak
we've
to
got
it now?
C3, email from the BC Natural Resource Forum dated September 21st, 2020, taking the conversation online, BC Natural Resource Forum 2021. Go ahead,
What-
Laura.
Well, the question is just, do we still have to register for this as we did before?
Carol?
I think we do. At this time, they're just advising us to save the date, but I'm sure that they'll be sending registration information in the future.
Oh, okay, thank you. That was it. I'll move to
Okay.
receive C3.
Second.
Okay, receive. Okay, we have 1,000 information items. We got 44 information items. Anybody see anything that they would like to discuss? Jocelyn?
Did we get I8 pulled?
Okay, we've got I8. Any other? Is everybody good?
Yep.
Mhm.
I8? Northern Health Date August 28, 2020, COVID alert, Northern BC. Okay, Jocelyn, you're up.
Do I make a motion to receive all the other ones first?
Carol? Okay, yes, she said yes.
Yes.
Okay, so I'd make the motion to receive I1 through I7 and I9 through I44.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Carried. Okay,
Okay.
I8. Go ahead, Jocelyn.
Oh, I was just curious as to what the email was, if it was just more COVID numbers or if they've got another plan for what's happening for COVID rules with our institutions.
Carol?
Yes, it
Okay,
was.
we've got, Rochelle that would like to speak. Rochelle?
Sorry, I just have a question because this information I1 to 44, that's in the brown
Yeah.
folder at the mayor's desk. So because we're not there to look at it and
Yes.
access it, is it
If we find
sent to us?
Carol?
Yes, sorry, it should be sent to you. We were doing that. I wasn't aware that you didn't get this one, so we'll make sure to do that in the future.
So Carol, right now, do you have I8?
I'm sorry, I don't have it in front of me. Deanne, do you have it?
It was sent to council with the meeting invite. That's Lenore.
Oh,
Okay.
Where was it sent?
I'm sorry, say that?
With the agenda link, it was sent out with that. It was a PDF file.
I'm sorry, I don't see, still don't see it. I mean, when I click on my agenda and click on it, it just highlights what's in the list, but I never actually got a copy of that, did we?
You did. It's actually, so in that same email where Lenora sent out the agenda link, there was a PDF attached to that that said CII, combined I-1 to I-44.
Okay. Okay, I never looked at that, apparently.
I'm just going to go to it here.
Yeah.
Yeah, please, Deanne.
It's there, and I'm sorry I missed that as well. I wasn't expecting that from.
Yeah, I missed it as well.
Okay, well, while she's looking it up, I'm going to go back just a little bit to our meeting with Janet. She was talking about from home. Me, I didn't care too much, and I don't care too much for this stuff for Zooming. I didn't mind the breakfasts with UBCM. I didn't mind breakfasts. I thought they were, because they gave us some information. They were speaking at just like at a podium, right? And I enjoyed Mayor Bumstead's comments and what the piece is like, and he gave a little speech on what we were doing in the piece. So I enjoyed the breakfast ones, and there was some of the other stuff that was quite important. It's just like sitting there, yes, and we vote electronically anyway when we're there. So that didn't make a difference, right? So it was quite, that part wasn't different. But yet the meetings part, you get to meet a lot of staffers and other people when you're there, rather than just the minister or deputy minister. You get to meet some of the staff, some of the workers that are available to us when we do go there, willing to speak with the leaders from the municipalities, right? So that's the part that I kind of missed, and missed that opportunity. I guess it is an opportunity. So Deanne, how we doing?
So I've got I-8 in front of me. It was the public service announcement for the Northern Health COVID-19 alert for Northeast BC, for that event that had taken place in the Presbyterian region.
Okay.
That was from August 28th.
Thank you, Deanne.
You're welcome.
Okay, motion to receive I-8. We're good, Jocelyn?
We're good. I
Okay.
motion to receive I-8.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor? Carried. We're on to reports to action. RA1, safe operating plans, public skating and programs. There's that link. It's quite a document. So I believe just about every municipality has, or close to what we have here, right? Everybody, like I talked to mayor from Hudson Hope, and he says, oh yeah, he says, there's quite a documents that we have to go through. So they're all doing this, and he asked me if our pool was open yet, and because I sit right beside him at the PRD, and he's been asking me these questions. So anyway, let's deal with RA1.
I would make that motion that council endorse the attached Chetwynd and District Rec Center public skating safety plan, and that council endorse the attached Chetwynd and District Rec Center program safety plan.
I'll second that.
Second.
Discussion. Just to give a shout out to our staff at the rec center for doing this. This document here is quite substantial for us to continue to open that place, the rec center. So they did a very good job at building us a plan so that we could carry on in our rec center. So just a shout out to the staff there. Okay, all those in favor? Carried. RA2, Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, Community, Culture, and Recreational Funding Application.
I can make that recommendation. That the staff submit an application for grant funding for the outdoor water park to the Investing in Canada Infrastructure Program, Community, Culture, and Recreation, and the council support the project and commit to its share of the 400,000 of the project.
Second.
Now second. Discussion? All those in favor? Carried. Okay, RA3, 2021 Community Resilience Investment Program, Fire Smart Community Funding.
I'll make the recommendation that council authorize staff to submit an application for grant funding for Fire Smart Community Funding from the Ministry of Forest Lands, Natural Resource Operations, and Rural Development for building a Fire Smart web tool for the District of Chetwynd and Fire Protection Area, and that council support the project and commit to its share of the $90,000 of the project.
Need a second?
Second.
Clay second. Discussion? Rochelle?
Just a
And
quick
then,
question.
Yes.
Should we not be successful in our application? What happens then?
Carol?
This project is grant dependent. So if we do get the grant, we will have it 100% funded. If we don't get the grant, then we don't intend to get this tool.
Mel?
Thank you, Carol.
So does this include, like, we did a lot of cleanup over by the Legion subdivision last year? Is that part of this program, or they cleaned up all the bush in there and everything?
Carol?
It's not actually part of this program, but moving forward, we will that will likely be some of the recommendations that come out of our Fire Smart study that we're doing now, because reducing the fuel load is recognized as a really useful component of any Fire Smart program. So we went ahead and did that before we got any funding for it, and we intend to do that on an ongoing basis moving forward. But getting this funding will help us to do even more, and outside of our boundaries, but within our fire protection area.
Thank you.
Any more discussion? All those in favor? Okay, carried. RA4, zoning amendment bylaw 5244, 42nd Street Northeast.
Excuse me, I'd like to remove myself for a conflict of interest, please.
Okay, Mel?
Thank you. I'll leave the meeting right away now too, because there's nothing left after this.
See you, Mel.
Yep. Yeah, that's fine, Mel. Okay, we'll see you.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
I can make that recommendation that the District of Chetwynd zoning amendment bylaw of 1124/2020 be introduced and given first, second readings, and that a public hearing be scheduled to obtain public input on the above bylaw on October the 19th, 2020 at 4 o'clock.
I'll second.
Clay second. Any discussion? Okay, favor? Okay, carried. There was no new business, no reports. Anybody on the line for public, Carol or Deanne?
We haven't heard anything today.
Okay, thank you. Adjournment.
So moved.
Yep, see ya.